Hi, everybody. I know you haven't seen me in a while. Well, I needed a break. I really did. And I didn't know I needed a break until I was forced to go on a break. Because, yeah, with the book being out and published and going on that hamster wheel for a while, and then learning about the whole marketing. Yeah, I could go and pay $1 a day and go through my fan page and boost posts to reach 7,000 people. Yeah, I could do that at a specific target market, which is everybody. Yeah, I could do that. But, a lot of me wants to go on to other people's pages and I want to drop the seeds of truth. Yes. And piss them off. Yes, I like pissing people off with the truth. And the reason is because we've been so nice and so mild and so like, oh, love and light, which is okay. You can be love and light. Good morning, Caroline and everybody. But it doesn't get through to people. It's almost like you have to throw weird language at them for them to get them to move in one direction or the other. I mean, I see some of these mothers out there that, good morning, Masa, that are so nice to their kids when their kids are misbehaving and say, oh, you're going to timeout, you're going to do this. No, you get those daggers and you're like, dude, wake the hell up. You shouldn't have gone out there in the middle of the street. Now you're not going to get your Nintendo or whatever the heck it is that you love to play. And you're going to go sit and think about that you almost killed yourself. And then bam, the kid's like, or the person's like, oh, wow. So it's like now I almost have to go, I don't say on the attack, but I have to kind of wake up some people. And especially these doctors, especially in the vaxxed, the anti-vaxxed world, because, I was thinking about all the people that are, the anti-vax movement and these doctors like Dr. Tenpenny and Dr. Meehan, all these different doctors that are politicians that have something to sell. And this whole anti-vax campaign, oh my God, it's a total smoke and mirrors. It really is. Because they're still working with the same elements. They're trying to sell you a totally different package of the same thing. And you ask them, oh, how do you reinforce your immune system? Oh no, they don't know how to reinforce the immune system. Now I know I'm preaching to the choir, but I am now wanting to really call out that whole Del Bigtree and the vaxxed people, because what they're putting out there is basically saying that we're ignoring your immune system. We just don't want you to get a vaccine, don't even understand how the adaptive and the innate immune system work. But we just don't want you to get a vaccine because we're tying every single death and every single disease straight to that one vaccine. Okay, now they may be right. Maybe down the road, their cancer and disease and chronic illness may have originated from that vaccine. But you know how humanity works right now. They're making direct correlations to getting a vaccine and death. And many people do not die right off the bat. Okay, many people do not die right off the bat when they get a vaccine. So you lost credibility there. So now I'm like, I really need to go and attack the anti-vax community. Not attack, but expose them. Oh, I'm sure Del Bigtree has a show. I'm sure all of these doctors, Dr. Tenpenny, Dr. Meehan, all of these freaking doctors that are jumping on the bandwagon, claiming, oh, you shouldn't get disease, oh, because it's bad for you. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, and I've said this before, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to point out the problems in our medical holistic community. All these stupid diets, the keto diet, the Atkins diet, the Mediterranean diet, what else? Oh, I'm anti-vax. Oh, these detoxes, playing with essential oils, playing with all of these, herbs and roots and making vodka paste. I saw somebody making vodka paste out of herbs and roots with vodka. With vodka. What the hell? What the hell? Yeah, I don't want to go on Del Bigtree's show. Because what they're doing, here's the thing, Masa. When you join a movement such as the anti-vax movement, they have an agenda. I don't fit in any of these people's agenda because I'm not driven by a product line that I'm not really fully divulging. Do you realize most likely Del Bigtree and all of these anti-vax people are tied in with the holistic community, feeding into all of the pills, powder supplements, and detoxes and all the stuff that is going to be in lieu of vaccines? They don't look at the immune system at all. They don't. I know they wouldn't listen to me, Masa, because I've already completely no. Here's the thing. They know I'm around. Del Bigtree has been on my website or my group. They know I'm around. They know they have access to my information, but do they promote it? Do they say, hey, go buy this girl's book because she's talking about? No, because they're on a totally different agenda. That's why they're staying stuck. Well, of course, but they wouldn't have me on there, Masa. They wouldn't. They're stuck in a political campaign, Masa. They are stuck on a political campaign to be like, oh, we're for and against, and we're going to play the Republican versus Democrat, and then, we'll say how the medical pharmaceutical industry is killing us, but then they don't even take into account that the holistic industry is also killing people too. I mean, look at CBD oil. CBD oil is so huge, and guess what it does? It drives the infection back into your body. Where do you think the tumors go? Where do you think they go? They don't just disappear. When you put any kind of antibiotic on your animal, on your body, your kid's body, my parents did it to me. They didn't know that they drove back the infection and now it's coming back up again, finally able to heal the right way. No, people are driving the infection with antibiotics, whether it's holistic or allopathic. They're driving it back in the body, and because it doesn't rear its ugly head on your skin, you think you're all healed now because it disappeared, like it just disappeared out of thin air. Nothing freaking disappears out of thin air. You have to freaking deal with it. So I'm watching these non-vax mothers who have major issues with their kids. I'm watching these other, non-vax crunchy moms going like, oh, it's elderberry syrup time this year. Oh yeah, if you want to buy elderberry syrup, I have it. Oh, and look how beautiful my family is. They're not vaxxed, but we're dealing with stuff where we have to use elderberry syrup. I mean, when you are non-vax and you're selling and using elderberry syrup, what the hell? What is it that's going on in your body that you're using elderberry syrup? So no, I am not going to go on to these political shows because Vaxxed, which is that movie, and it took off and it got really politicized very freaking quickly. You have to look behind the smoke and mirrors. The reason why everybody hates me is because I'm exposing the business model and all the BS that goes around it. I'm watching people on my Facebook, and I really need to be tagging people on my Facebook because I know what they're doing, and I'm gonna let them know what they're doing because it pisses me off. You're killing people by giving people all of these stupid antibiotics. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna tag somebody and I'm gonna disappear it because you know why? I watched this lady. She told, "Oh, I'm not gonna take advantage of people by hurting them," and then she goes and is making all of these essential oils and stuff with vodka, and I'm sure they'll block me, but I don't care because now it's come to a point where we've got to start realizing what it is that we're doing to our kids and to our friends and family when we're selling them essential oils and detoxes. And I don't care if I'm alone in all of this. I don't care if everybody in the world freaking hates me. I don't care because you know what? I got to stand up for what I believe in. And when you watch somebody actively selling something to their community, whether it's CBD oil or pills, powders, and supplements, and you know, or your exercise regime. Oh yeah, so you look really cute on the beach with your bikini, but your face is looking really, really old, but your body, yeah, you're cut. But whoa, dude, every single time that you get out there on a marathon, you're losing droplets of life. Oh no, I gotta call this stuff out. Because now we're at a juncture to where I know, I mean, hey, I know that I can't save everybody. But when I see it, I got to say something. And if that means that you got to get off my Facebook because I'm going to call you out, because obviously you're not going to listen. No, you're going to still sell out to the system, because what else do you got going on? No one's creative out there. You're all following, not all of you, but those of you who are selling your pills, powders, supplements, and essential oils, whether it's homemade or from these different biotech companies, you're selling out to the system. It's easier for you to sell out and kill your friends and family inadvertently than it is to actually be creative and understand my information, which is so readily available and free for everybody. But no, you don't want to follow somebody else, but you'll follow death. You'll follow death right over the cliff. So yeah, this last week, and I was hanging out with my husband. I'm like, you know, this is so awesome. You know, I missed hanging out with my husband like the way we were, where we had no like interruptions. So now I'm kind of cracking down on the private messages, because, you know, I get these crazy private messages from people that are, you know, and I'm just like, hey, go to my website. You want to understand the science, go to my website, buy the book, and then join the website, and we'll get you in there and you can ask all the questions you want. So it's like, you know, it was nice to have, you know, a relaxing time. I was off of Facebook because they're looking at my photo and trying to figure out if it was me or not, because of all this suspicious activity on my account, which was basically, yes, dropping seeds. I have been spamming the crap out of everybody. Okay. So yeah, that is unusual, suspicious activity. So that's fine. I get it. I can't do that because they have their own marketing campaign that you pay money to. So, okay, great. I'll redo and re-strategize, right? Because when you get stuck in a rut and you're saying the same thing over again, but not really, you know, doing anything very different, then you got to re-strategize and redo things. So now it's like, hey, I mean, I can go and I say I won't troll someone's page, but you know what? There's something to be said for trolling, because it is dropping seeds. As long as you're polite about it, and you are, you know, you're being informative, then that's fine. Let's go back and forth. I mean, I won't debate back and forth. I'll do a little bit of debating, but I won't just go back and forth and play that game, because everything is easily accessible on my website. If what I say makes sense, then that person is going to then go and look at my information. If they're so, you know, brainwashed against me because of all what they've read on the internet, and, you know, they may have a business that's in the essential oils and stuff, or the CBD oil field, then yeah, they're not going to be totally inclined to go and just forego their business, right? But I mean, I forget the professionals out there, okay, or the MLMers, or the ones that fancy themselves to be a nutritionist and all this stuff, and they're selling these oils and these products and whatever. It's the activists that are following these people who have a huge following, and their only focus is on anti-vax, and that's it, not the immune system. No, they'll go and eat organic, like organic is like the only way. Yeah, right. We have people eating organic, vegetarians, vegans, who are still dying in the matrix. So you know there's something missing in their whole repertoire. Obviously, if it's only organic and that's it, then we wouldn't even be here today. We'd be saying, hey, everybody, get rid of your processed foods and let's just eat vegan and organic. So we're seeing, even people who are carnivores are seeing the discrepancy and the disconnect between the organic, non-GMO community. So that's why they don't take them seriously. That's why they haven't gotten traction. That's why they're like a little entity unto themselves, who fancy themselves superior. I mean, I was in this one group, Raw Food Wild Rider or whatever, and the person who led that whole group is like, oh, I'm a raw foodie. And she's aging like a motherfucker. She's aging. Totally aging. So I'm like going like, okay, so I'm on this one lady, Karen Lee's, Facebook, and she's putting all these different, health gurus who have died, right? Whether it was Dr. Sebi or somebody else from back in the 1800s, right? And I'm like, why are we listening to the people who have died on our aging? She's like, oh, wisdom never dies. Bullshit, they're fucking dead. Are you kidding me? You're going to listen to someone that's dead and aging? This is where people are dumb. They really are. It's like, and maybe, and I'm a little bit emotional right now because I'm like, what the hell? Why would you follow someone who is dead and aging over a freaking cliff? Aging, or what is it? Wisdom never dies. That's a load of hogwash that justifies your existence to be this trendy freaking nutritionist who likes to have these little retreats out there in Thailand or some geographically desirable location and pretends that you're helping someone when actuality you're taking their money, charging them millions of dollars or thousands of dollars, and you're killing them at the same time. May not be right away like a vaccine, but then you're no different than the vaccine person. Than a vaccinated person who goes and gets vaccines. They don't die. They're fine. That's why you see this stupid back and forth between the pro-vax and the anti-vax, because people don't die right away on vaccines. But that's so different than these health gurus. I know, Jason, but that's so different than these health gurus who go out there and sell you a program. And yeah, you may disappear one symptom here and there. You may have taken a poison and driven your virus or your wart or your tumor back into your system, so it disappeared off your arm, but it's inside your body and it's wreaking more havoc. So now what I've done, now what I'm doing is more than just saying, hey, look at Jillian, go follow her. Be freaking intelligent. If you guys are doing my program, speak with intelligence. Say, hey, why are we listening to this person who's died? Why are we listening to Dr. CB? He freaking died. What the hell? So I'm going to put Karen Lee on here. And she probably will block me, but I don't care. Being polite nowadays is getting you nowhere. All this polite and love and light, yeah, it's great for like a minute. But you know what? You're not getting through to those people. Because they're still going to hurt other people. And they won't care. I don't even see her. She's not even my friends list. So I don't know if she's following me or what. But yeah, these people that are, oops. No, hold on. It is. I guess she's on my Facebook. Well, I'll send this to her. But these people really need to stop taking advantage of desperate people. That's what these CBD oil salesmen, that's what these naturopathics, nutritionists who are selling programs. I don't care if it used to be a mod of mine. I don't care. I mean, look, I've had mods that I've bought things for and they've disappeared. I've had mods that I've bought a computer for and they've disappeared into the floor and they're back in the holistic groups talking about doing this, whatever, right? Hey, I'm not pissed about it, but I know this what happens. When it gets too hard, people go take the easy way out. I have mods that are selling programs. They were on the Dr. Phil show with me, in the trenches with me, and now they're selling detox programs and other herbal stuff to the masses, taking advantage of people. I'm going to call it out because I'm pissed. And I'm not pissed in a way that where it's like, it's going to eat away at me. No. Now it's like, come on. When you see something that you know is wrong, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. So it could be my naysayers that are pissed at me. Fine. Speak your mind. Because eventually something is going to, if it makes sense, people will understand. No matter what, if it makes sense. But these elements that are completely negative and they may come back and say, oh, well, I'm not giving them straight concentrated amounts. I'm diluting the balancing force of water. Diluting antibiotics with water. Really? I'm not saying that they're doing that, but I can see that being used as a justification to take my justification of the salt. But antibiotics, but see, it's about context again. No different than anti-vax and pro-vax. And that's what we're up against. Is we're up against, you know, business models, brainwashing, and education. So, you know, it's almost like you can't win for losing. But really, you guys have to learn how to speak intelligently to people out there. Why are you following some health guru who is aging, obese, or is dead? Why are you following someone that isn't actively confronting their own issues? No, they're hiding behind, oh, my life is so perfect. I live in a really, really rich community, and yeah, I get like facials and stuff, and I go and work out, and I really sculpted and everything. My family is beautiful, but I'm killing them over time. My husband's aging. What else? You know, my daughter's going to learn that the way to be healthy is to kill yourself over time. Just take advantage of your 30 years of where you look kind of amazing, and then you hit the wall one day and then you die. I mean, that's kind of what we're teaching our kids when we don't teach them the right stuff, the right elements, the human body, the laws of the universe. I mean, 3 things you got to know: the laws of the universe, the laws of the human body, and nutrition. Those are the 3 things. And we have so many people, even doctors, that don't even know the laws of the human body. Dr. Meehan. Yeah, I dropped a few choice, you know, not anything that was mean, but I was like, hey, these anti-vax doctors, I mean, look, I can read off what I wrote on his wall. Not his wall, but his business. Because when listen, I'm not friends with him, but I get people who drop choice words on my business, and that's fine. Then we delete it because obviously it's a troll. But I mean, hold on a second. Oh yes, and today I got a 12 p.m. interview with Porthole to Justice. So, what else? Hold on, let me find out what I wrote. So you guys know what I wrote to this guy. Because he came back to me with guns blazing. He came back with guns blazing. And all right. So I'm almost there. Ask those anti-vax doctors what they propose to do to reinforce the immune system so the body doesn't need to be introduced to pathogens to trigger the adaptive immune system mechanism, which is the reason why vaccines exist to begin with. That ought to tell you what is behind the anti-vax campaign, because it's more than just not vaccinating. And that's what these campaigns fail to tell you. So they don't talk about reinforcing your immune system. All they do, no different than a nutritionist or a essential oil salesman, whether it's homemade or from the store, they don't tell you how to reinforce the immune. Or they'll say, oh yeah, eat organic or eat this or eat that. But no, their whole focus is on, oh, I'm going to give you an oil or a CBD thing or something to do topically so we can drive that freaking stuff back in your system. But you disappear it for a minute because that's what you're paying me for, right? Is to disappear your symptoms temporarily, but not really get to the root cause. No, that's not what these people are doing that are selling these essential oils and these detoxes and all these things, right? So I say, no matter what you do, if you get introduced to a pathogen via vaccine or from your friendly neighbor or schoolmate, your body is going to take a hit, which causes mutations. And what are you going to do to reinforce your body to overcome those mutations? Oh yes, these people are saying, oh yeah, just eat organic. That's how you overcome these mutations, right? Yeah, bullshit. So what are you going to do to reinforce your body to overcome that mutation so you're not having to turn to elderberry syrup or holistic remedies or allopathic remedies? I mean, that's what these people are doing that are selling these little oils and making them homemade. They're giving you something that's going to drive that infection back in your body and re-mutate you over and over and over again. And they don't care because you know why? Because it's easy, quick, freaking money when you're dealing with people who are in pain right away. You're like, oh yeah, I'll be your savior. I'm going to have my little following, and I'm going to then just drive your infection back in your body where you can't even feel it anymore, because I'm going to mask the symptoms with pot. Oh yeah, smoke some pot too. Yeah, do that too. So these anti-vax doctors are steadily aging, which could clue you in. It's not only being about anti-vax. That's just smoke and mirrors that people are falling into and staying in that rut while they're slowly and steadily dying in the system. So those of you who are contributing to these anti-vax campaigns with your holistic supplements, you're just as complicit as biotech. Just know that. And I know who you are. And I've called you guys out. And I've said some things. Oh, I'm hoping that you're not going to be one of those people who are going to make people dependent on your antibiotics and your essential oils. And they're like, oh no, I'm not, as I'm making freaking a vodka and essential oil paste. What do you do with that? Obviously, alcohol is bad for your body. It feeds the candida. What the hell are you going to do with that? So it's an actual viable, logical. Okay. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to point out the problems in the medical community, because everybody knows what the problem is. We all know what the freaking problem is, okay? It's an actual, viable, logical solution based upon science, not your bullshit stuff that you see in these antibiotic, anti-inflammatory, anti-whatever industry. That is huge. So it's an actual, viable, logical solution based upon science, bioavailable nutrition, and chemistry, and what you see every single day when your body heals from a superficial wound or surgery. It's more than just a campaign or a platform or an activist if you truly want to save your friends and family. So how many herbs and negative natural remedies not made in a lab or supplements or hormone injections does your naturopathic or antibiotics doctor recommend? Wake up, people. So your friends who are selling you these types of hormone injections, essential oil paste, essential oils, whether it's homemade or from a lab, they are complicit to biotech. They're just as bad as biotech. If anything, they have bought into the biotech's MLM model. Oh yeah, I won't sell an MLM, but guess what? I'm going to go make my own essential oil and give it to you and kill your family and you over time. So some politicians do have an agenda. And this guy, Jim Meehan, he's a politician. He's a medical doctor. He's on the Vaxxed bandwagon, has an agenda, more injections, more mutations. So I'm saying that I'm not endorsing this doctor. I'm just showing you in plain sight what people fail to do to connect the dots. The energy I give this guy and all of these alleged nutritionists and herbalists and CBD oil salesmen is to basically give you the benefit of comparing and contrasting. Call out these people because they are part of the problem. They are part of the problem. The ones that are following these dead and dying doctors, the ones that are selling CBD oil, the ones that are selling essential oils, the ones that are selling detoxes and MLMs, they are part of the problem. Huge part. And they pretend that they're not. They pretend that they're in your corner. No, bullshit. They are snoring the shit out of everybody that will listen. And they're the ones taking advantage of the desperate people. They're the ones that are victimizing their own friends and family. And they don't care. Because the money, the almighty dollar, rules over any empathy or love for their fellow humans. And that pisses me off when I know, and I've talked to them personally too, when I know that they know what my information about, and they said, yet they still play the essential audit game. And yeah, you can think, oh yeah, you're mad because they're not promoting your stuff. Yeah, you know why? Because you know that my stuff is revolutionary. It's not based upon any business model out there. I'm not telling you to go and promote me like people are doing. I see people promoting lacto fermented cabbage and kale and not even mentioning Jilly juice. And you know what? I'm so happy with that, because sometimes it doesn't matter if my name is out there. What matters is they're actually using the cabbage water and salt and understanding how it works. I don't give a crap about any kind of notoriety or fame or whatever. I mean, it happens just because people are attacking me because I'm attacking their business. Yes. But when I see somebody just in passing through my newsfeed that doesn't mention Jilly juice, but they're mentioning, you know, eating the right foods and Yes, I do see them putting in the herbs and the ginseng and all that bullshit, but I'm not going to say anything because you know what? They're putting my juice in there. My juice is somewhere in that background. I mean, I've seen one lady where, yeah, she's like this peaceful, love and light, I don't know, crystals therapy person. And she has the juice, lacto fermented juice. And then she also has all these detoxes or, you know, herbs. And I want to say, okay, you need to really like it. But you know what? That's not for me to say. This is her program, but at least she's integrating my stuff and she's putting it out there. Okay, because we know that we can probably integrate certain things in my protocol. People have, but you know how it goes when someone gets allowed something, right? They go overboard and they take so much of that antibiotic. I don't want that antibiotic to undermine what's going on. And since I'm not actually overseeing your situation, I can't tell you, okay, well, you're doing too much of this. I'm not doing personal consultation. So I say flat out 100% no antibiotics on my protocol. No internal, no topical, only my juice. That's it, because you can't fuck up with that. You can't mess it up. But when someone has their own program and maybe they have clients, maybe they have people that they work with, maybe they are licensed. Thank you, Jessica and Carol. Maybe they are licensed, so they can oversee and figure out how much of this antibiotic they can give this person, to what extent and why. And they have more of an idea. But I don't really know if they actually are licensed or they're just integrating everything that they think they know. But I'm not trying to investigate or give a shit. I don't really care. But they're using my juice, or they're taking the lacto fermented juice. I don't know what the recipe is either. Maybe they could be doing 1 teaspoon instead of 1 tablespoon. I have no idea. But at least they're integrating lacto fermented cabbage and kale, or cabbage. But when I see these other people who are just promoting their freaking little antibiotic and their CBD oil, that's when I go insane. And I watch them take vodka paste. Vodka? Why the hell would you take vodka and herbs? No different than taking kombucha. And this person was in my group too for a while. Love the fact that I kept getting kicked off the internet and saying, oh yeah, you can put your ID in there. It doesn't mean they're going to, you know, let you back on Facebook. Like, I know they were hoping that I would never get back on Facebook again. I knew they were hoping because I was challenging their business. I can tell the intent. And then they go on their page saying, I hope that you're not taking advantage of your people and not making them dependent if you're going to be some nutritionist or naturopathic or holistic professional. Oh, they're like, oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, right. I'm calling you on it. That's BS, 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 BS. Selling out to the system. Everybody that's a CBD oil salesman is selling out to the system. Everyone that's selling detoxes and selling these gurus that have died, selling out to the system because they're not making the connections. They're doing what is easy, and they're getting a following, and they're making money off of taking advantage of people. So, wake up, you guys. We've got to start speaking intelligently and calling people out on their shit. We really do. Because if we don't, guess what? More of our friends and family are going to die. Like, seriously, they're going to. So, anyways, with that said, I was eating a lot of crap this weekend. I saw a really cool movie. It's called Crazy Rich Asians. Oh my God, that was such a good movie. I mean, the cinematography, the costumes, the location, the storyline, the actors, the characters, all of that. It was such a well done. And I never cried. I mean, I have cried during movies or operas. I haven't cried in years over a movie, but I cried watching Crazy Rich Asians. And so, you know, I ate some popcorn and went out to dinner and lunch and breakfast with my husband, and we really had a great time together. I mean, it was so nice just to have, it was like back when we were first, you know, got together, when we had nobody, you know, distracting us, with no Facebook, no family, no in-laws, no anything. We were just on our own, hanging out. And it was really, really cool. So, I mean, it's all about balance, right? And I was being strategic, and I'm like, okay, well, during this time that I'm off because of that stupid photo authentication, because I did, you know, when it asked me to authenticate my photo the first time. It was, I passed it because it was a real-time selfie. Okay, I love you, honey, Jason. It was a real-time selfie. It wasn't like I didn't take a photo in my gallery and then submitted it. I just took a real-time selfie. It was a unique photo. No one else had it, and then they accepted it. Well, I woke up in the middle of the night one time before I got put onto this little hold, and it asked me again through my messenger. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna go photo, and I was half asleep. And so, good morning, Renee. So I was half asleep, and I put in a photo from my gallery, and it put me on hold. But the reason why they did it, the reason why they did that photo authentication is because of the unusual activity, which is all of my spamming and everything else that I've been doing to promote my book and promote my website and promote this dropping of the seeds. Because I told you guys, I don't want preaching to the choir is great, but I also like to drop seeds anywhere I can. And yeah, I make, and I've gotten some interesting, reviews back and forth from doing that, and that's okay. But that was the reason why that happened. So it was nice that I was able to take that time off and think about strategy, because I wasn't sure if I was going to get back on again or how long it was going to be, because I read on the internet that it could take up to 3 weeks. I mean, I heard 1 to 48 hours when you have to do a photo authentication. And then others I've heard that they haven't had their account given back to them for like a couple weeks. So I'm like, okay, what can I do in the interim? I know Bridget sent me a thing like, about doing YouTube Live. And I know YouTube has a live. And I'll use it if I need to. I mean, YouTube Live, I did practice on the YouTube Live. So if you go to my YouTube account, you'll see that I did have a live thing that I was doing a test to see, because we were at the house that we wanted to move into at some point. And it's beautiful. I mean, it's out there in the middle of the woods on at least 3.5 acres. And it's just like, very rural, very overgrown because it needs a lot of work. But I was doing some test runs on how it would be in case. If something ever happened to Facebook, which I don't think anything's going to happen to Facebook. I know they're going through a bunch of, not so much maintenance, but they're doing some upgrades to the system. I mean, they rolled out in 2017 and 2016 the whole photo authentication. I mean, this is all the CAPTCHAs, the way to mitigate people doing clone accounts. I mean, we still see clone accounts, because I've seen one actually happen for somebody on my Facebook that they already have an account, and then someone comes through with another account that has the same picture and the same everything, but no friends. So it still happens, but I'm sure over time they're going to get, some kind of photo authentication if somebody reports them, which I reported that account because it would look like a cloned account. So we just have to be vigilant on if we see anything that's cloned or looks like a same account but different, but it's not the same person, then yeah, I mean, do that. So I'm sure they are making, overhaul the system to make it even better. And I don't want to go to Meehan because I understand what's going on with Facebook. We know we have access to a lot of different people. We have a lot of different belief systems, politics, everything else. And of course, I don't love having trolls go on my page and talking smack, right? So when someone does, we can all go hit spam, right? We'd all go and hit spam or unwanted or whatever, right? And force them to go through the authentication process so that way they know who this person is and if it's just someone that hijacked their account or something. So, so now, if we want to market to our friends and family, we create a fan page. We pay money to have access to all these different people. That's how it works. Right, Jason? So, but I did go and drop a bunch of seeds. I mean, I was on Arsenio Hall. I mean, I still can't go and post in some of these groups. I post in over 100 groups the same information. So I'm on some kind of Facebook jail against posting in groups, but that's okay because I don't really need to. Because I don't want to stir up I don't want to stir the pot too much because I'm already creating a divide and conquer in even some of these groups that are backing me up. The admins back me up, but they have their participants who are like, oh my God, Jillian's killing everybody. And I'm like, no. All these rumors that you see are based upon hearsay and people who don't have all the information. So that's how it works with Facebook. So you can still say what you need to say when you're posting the same thing over and over and over again, and then you're copying and pasting it in different, timelines and different groups and different this and that. It's their algorithms that detect that type of spam, and they put a stop to it, which, okay, it makes sense. So I know a lot of us are filtering what we think is truth through our perceptions, through our imbalanced universe. So we have to take a look at what's going on Facebook's side and see what they have to deal with, and all of, the people that are on the other side that are dealing with people who are spamming, whether it's right or left or center or whatever, right? And we have to just kind of just look at it from that perspective. So it's just understanding how the game is played, why the game is played the way it is, because I wouldn't want to have somebody spamming me 24/7, right? So I'm sure vice versa, people don't want to be getting spammed with my information 24/7, especially if they don't agree with it. I get it. So yeah. So anyways, so that's what's going on. So I'm just going to modify my business process. I'm going to be more thoughtful in my approach and my comments. And I went on to, what is it? The Carrollton Standard. This is it's a newspaper, like an e-paper that talks about, I don't know, the different school closings, because of right now we're under a major heat wave. And so these, that live, or that e-paper, is just, saying that, hey, we're not going to have school because of the heat index is too high. And I'm going like, you guys need to fix your ventilation system. What the hell? You're paying tax dollars to do this, and you guys can't even fix that. And then one lady said, like, oh, are you that Cabbage Lady or something? Is this the Cabbage Lady? They're like, oh my, and they weren't talking major smack, because they were on, they were in their little community, and they don't want the kids and all reading that. So they kept it relatively civil. But one lady was very, very polite and said, hey, no, this is the reason why they haven't fixed these schools, is because the money, not a lot of tax dollars getting put into the coffers, because very, very poor in these small rural communities. So they have to, get the kids to go back home, use their AC, go take a swim, it's too hot in these classrooms. And then some of these other classrooms, like in Cleveland, they're going to get a new campus. So anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to be out there talking whatever I need to talk, and obviously make it appropriate for the thread. And I may, disagree, or be like, oh my God, or this or that. And then people look at who I am, and they see me that way, versus me just dropping links. Because I could drop links left and right? But then, and I could do it occasionally. But there's got to be something unique about each comment, so that way I'm not just copy and pasting the same link over and over again, and then, triggering their algorithms. Okay, so this does make you more, the way Facebook is going, it does make you more aware of what it is you're putting out there, how thoughtful your comments are, and how intelligent you want to come across, and that you're not just spamming the shit out of every single post. I said, hey, if you want to endorse me, just tag me in something. I don't have to answer, because I can't always answer. Say, hey, follow this girl, Jillian Mighty Epperly, and she has a revolutionary thought process that does challenge the aging process. And if this person is aging like this health guru or whatever, why would you follow them? So, make it relevant to the thread, I guess. Speak to people's listening. So, anyways, yeah, but yes, I needed to get that off my chest today, because I'm watching too many people promote CBD oil. And here's the thing, I know people say, well, I want to give people the opportunity, an option, if they don't want to go through, the waterfalls and the healing and all this, something else. That's a total cop-out. That is evil. That really is. When you're saying to somebody, well, I don't want them, I want to give them an option who doesn't want to go through the waterfalls. You're not taking your position seriously when you are allowing your customer to dictate what they want. No different than allowing a drug addict to come into your pharmacy and to dictate how they want to heal. If you are the more knowledgeable person, and you have and understand the human body, and you know how you can help this person, and yeah, you may need to see them a few times. Who the heck knows? I mean, you can devise your business plan that it could be friendly to you and friendly to the person, right? But when you are not imparting and being intentional with the right information to your clients, then you're being intentionally deceptive by saying, well, I want to give them an option in case they don't want to, do this. Because here's the thing, when you give somebody something that's a poison, does that make you feel good? Oh, because this opioid addict is alleviating their withdrawal symptoms, you think that that makes it better that you just sold them an opioid, a codeine or something? When a drug addict comes into your pharmaceutical office or your office, and they are like these ones that go into the ER and they're trying to get painkillers, they're fiending for something. Is that what you want to turn into? Is basically a drug dealer? That's what we're saying that's going on. Is that these essential oil salesmen are drug dealers. They don't have any empathy really for the person. They're just trying to give them a quick fix. So CBD oil, that's why it's being mainstreamed out there. So CBD oil, essential oils that are being used topically and internally, anyone that even procures that, it's a quick fix. And they're essentially drug dealers. And they're allowing the addicted patient to dictate what they want versus you teaching and educating and taking the time. No. These essential oil salesmen and alleged nutritionists and detox specialists and health gurus, they're taking the low-hanging fruit. So yeah, it kind of pisses me off when someone speaks out of both sides of their mouth. Oh yeah, I want to help humanity, but I really don't want to invest anything at all to teach them. I just want to give them a quick fix and take their money and be on your way, and they love me because I masked their pain. You're welcome, Jessica. You're welcome. I mean, pain is healing. If you are taking something to cover up the pain, then you're covering up the healing. And this weekend I was kind of playing Matrix. I went to see a movie, ate out, went to a barbecue. I was very present with my friends. I wasn't on my phone. My phone actually was in the house. That's when my Facebook account came back again, was when I was at my friend's house. But I was present. And it's nice to be present. It's nice not to have major expectations, which I've been having some expectations on everything, and they don't get met, and then I get disappointed and whatever, right? So now it's like no expectations. My husband and I know that, that he is going to be living a long time because he's doing my protocol. He understands it. He knows it. He's a strong man. Thank God he's on it, because I would not want to wait for that day when his parasites take over. So I love my husband from the bottom of my heart. I really do. He's probably the best thing that ever happened to me, and he finally saw the light when certain things came down the pipeline during this whole crazy, process with the OAG and the book and the group. Finally, he saw certain people's true colors, and he's holding them accountable. And that's way more than I've ever asked for from anybody, is to hold people who are hurting me and hurting him accountable for their actions. Because many people do not hold people accountable. They allow them to walk all over them. They allow them to abuse, their loved ones. And at some point, you guys have got to hold people who are abusing other people accountable. And I know that's going to be different for everybody as far as what they think abuse is, because I know people that are my naysayers think that I'm abusing you guys and they're trying to hold me accountable. And I get it. But it all comes down to, if you don't understand the laws, you'll believe all the stories. And there are many ignorant people who do not know the laws, and they're believing all the freaking stories. So now it comes down to if you can learn. And if you can't learn, then you'll believe all the stories. Because there are some non-learners out there. So anyways, all right, well, I'm going to go, but I just want to say hello, and I just wanted to give you an update. And, you know, sometimes the universe says, take a break, Jillian. And the universe gave me that time to look at myself and look at everybody else and be like, okay, you know, let's come back to center and let's get this baby going. So yeah, you want to wake up your friends and family, go buy the book, give them the book. Whether they do it or not, that's okay. Eventually they will when their back's against the wall and they have nowhere else to go. So with that said, now I'm going to drink my stuff. And I'm going to slam this because I need to do some waterfalls. I had a very, very long weekend with lots of bad food. So I'm going to do some waterfalls. And I'm going to be on an interview with Porthole to Justice around 12 with Amelia Duran. And I don't know what she's going to talk about, but that's okay. You too, Jason and Jessica and all that. And then work on the website. And just, you know, keep my head above water, right? So here we go, you guys. Raise your glasses. So Jason, I'm drinking this for you. This is really tall. This is a lot. And guess what? The balancing force of this is water. So when you're thirsty, you drink water. Hey, Beverly Chance, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Definitely check out my website. My first book is for free. The science is for free. And then if you like what you read and everything, then buy the second book, which is through lulu.com, and the link is on there. And then we'll get you into the discussion forum so you can have support if in fact you want to do this and get support and get your questions answered. Okay, so we have a process to give you the option once you read all the science and how this came about. And then if you want to do it, then you can read more information, which is some really good revelations in my second book. So welcome. All right. Oh my God. This is a lot. And I've been seeing little tiny small worms, tiny worms. I've been letting those little tiny worms go. So, and I dreamt about worms. I dreamt about eating these Ascaris worms. So, you know when you eat seafood, you guys, just real quick, and you're trying to, you know, chew on something and they're getting stuck in your teeth, the seafood gets stuck in your teeth, which is bad, I know. That's what I dreamt about last night, that I was eating this food and all of these worms were getting stuck in my teeth. And I'm trying to pull them out, right? And it's these worms that they're like rubbery. It's like rubbery. And I'm like, are these worms rubbery? Ah. And I'm thinking like, and I remember seeing some stuff about some like Ascaris worm that's in the liver. And I know that seafood has major parasites in them. But I did have a little bit of seafood this weekend. And I know I was going to be some purging. So, yeah. So anyway, so I had a dream about eating worms, and they're getting stuck in my teeth. Yeah. So it means death and renewal, or something about weakness and something, who knows. You can read about all the different interpretations, but it was kind of gross. So I know, yeah. Well, here's the thing. I could eat meat, I could eat seafood, I could eat all these things, and I have a stomach for it, Oh, your second time with horrible parasites, Jason? Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I believe it, Jason. I believe it, honey. So I know with this is going to, so I have any worms in me, any parasites in me, I brought them to surface because I've been eating all this crappy food. So in a lot of ways, I'm kind of laying the trap out when I do go off the diet. And then I go and hit them with this. Okay. So that's how I'm able to still maintain a certain normalcy out here. And because, yeah, I mean, I don't live in San Francisco. You know, we can go to Akron, we can go to Cleveland and go to the museums, right? But I mean, this is Ohio. We live in Ohio. So we don't have like, you know, all these amusement parks and all this stuff as a distraction. So yeah, we go out to eat and we go to movies and we do all these different things, right? And go to barbecues, we get to know people and stuff. So eating is part of the social landscape. So, and I like to eat. I love food, whatever it is. I mean, so anyways, it's nice to, you know, to eat interesting food. And I know my husband still likes to eat, you know, some stuff. And so I'll, you know, I'll do it and everything. But then I know I have this. I mean, it doesn't completely mutate me because remember, over time, if you're eating the nasty food over time and there's no balancing force to mitigate those mutations, guess what? People are mutated. Why do you think we have cancer disease and chronic illness? Because people are eating the nasty, nasty elemental food, negative element food, and they don't fix those mutations. That's why we're in this situation to begin with. So now you'll learn once the pendulum has swung the other way, where you're mitigating all those foods, and then now you're back to balance and center again, you can play both sides of it as long as you're always keeping a balance. But then if the pendulum ever swings one way too much, you're going to feel a loss, right? Because, you know, you're like, well, I can't totally sequester myself and not eat these foods because, you know, the holidays, all these different social things happen. You're going to go off the diet at some point. So you learn how to balance. Yes, social eating is a big challenge. So you learn balance. Jason had a salad when we went to Erie Street Pub, this bar restaurant. I had a burger. He had a salad. So, you know, it's like this. You guys will pick and choose what it is that you'll eat. And then when you're finally have a balance in your system and you reversed all of your stuff, you can play the game of I can still eat a steak, I can still eat lobster, I can still eat this, and then I have this. But you can't play that too much when you're way behind the 8 ball. However, since Jason is my husband, I watch him very closely. I can't watch all of you guys very closely. So I have to go to the extreme. I have to say, here is this diet. Here is this protocol. You follow it. I know I can't stop you from going off the diet. And there are people that have been smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol and still reverse their lung cancer. Okay? So I'm not saying that forego the diet. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying if you want to have the best blueprint at your disposal, follow the protocol. If you happen to go off the diet, if you happen to only drink a little bit, then you're going to get constipated. And that's when I say enemas or drink my juice or pick the poop out, one of the two. So my book will tell you all of that. But I want you to know that really you need to stick as much as you can as close to the blueprint as possible. All right. But if you happen to go off it, just keep drinking my juice because that's going to be the balancing force. The juice is really what's going to get you out of the woods. So I know Jason bought himself at least 20 years with the juice, releasing the parasites and probably fixing some damage. And he needs to just do more. He really does. Okay. So I'm going to drink the rest of this because I'm feeling like, whoo. And yeah, I had a zit on my forehead because I found butter. I was drinking coffee too. I mean, I really went bringing off the deep end, okay? I had this little zit because I put butter in my coffee. And then I had popcorn with butter on it. So yeah, I was playing Jillian's in the Matrix. She's not doing her protocol. Jillian's normal person. Oh, awesome, Lori. Hey, Masa, everybody. Hey, Renee. Yeah. Woo. I'm gonna be doing some waterfalls soon. All right. Yeah, I was jealous when Jay said that we had corn on Sunday, a lot of corn on the cob, and Jason pooped out corn that morning, and I have still yet to see that corn. I'm still pooping out the popcorn from Saturday, so he's ahead of me when it comes to his system purging out some stuff, on schedule. And Moss is like, I had my first parasite dream last night. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, they're pretty gnarly, these parasites. And then I was looking at my poop and I see these tiny little, like there's little tiny black worms. Like tiny black worms. I wonder what that is. Hold on. Tiny black worms in my poop. Oh, I know I'll be waterfalling. This is my first thing I had this morning. Look at Google. Tiny black worms in poop. Oh, they're threadworms, pinworms, threadworms. Oh, that's so gross. Oh, so I got pinworms in me. Because remember, because these things, we have a very big body. I wonder, I'm just looking to see what else. Yeah, no, and yeah, swallowing and breathing in eggs. I mean, all these things. I mean, I don't have anal itching or anything like that. Could be from pets, but anyways, yeah. I mean, there's no way to know. There is no way to know that you got all the worms out of you unless you see someone's behavior. Their behavior will tell you that they're infested. It could be. It could be from the fish. Yes, there's a lot of parasites in fish, Jason. Oh, I'm sure, Renee. It can be very troublesome to look at your poop. But yes, fish, and that's why I don't eat the catfish, Jason. When you guys catch catfish and you eat it, that has major parasites in it. The fact that Kevin brined it and soaked it in the salt first was actually a good thing, but still. I ate the lobster because I haven't had lobster in a long time, but I'm sure it had parasites in it too. You just can't see it. So yeah, so these worms control everything. People don't realize that. So what I did is I ate a bunch of crappy food this weekend, and now I'm going to attack and flush it all out. And I have a bunch of grapes, and I have cauliflower, and I have eggs, and I got a lot going on. So, all right, I'm going to have waterfalls pretty soon. I filled with water. I almost feel a little lightheaded. All right. Oh, I can feel the waterfalls coming. But babe, those worms are probably from fish. Also from the years and years of eating steak, deer, and being out there in the woods. And Laura, you're badass. Oh yeah. I mean, when you're changing the biochemistry, because you know, Renee and everybody, when you guys are eating, you know, when you guys are in the matrix eating off the protocol, you're changing your biochemistry. So you're changing the elemental composition of your body a little bit, right? So now when you actually get everything back in alignment, it's going through that flux where now it's trying to go back into balance. So you're going to feel a little lightheaded. You're going to feel all these different things. But now, you know what? And then you also feel a little cold too. So I'm going to be going through some chills because my body is right now going through a biochemical change. And I haven't gotten cold from waterfalls in a while, which means I really did a number on my system this weekend. But it's good, so you guys can see where you come from, right? So you know that it doesn't take very long for your body to get warped and get, you know, morphed into something, you know, different. It doesn't take that long. So that's why it's only once in a blue moon that you just go crazy, where you eat all the crazy, nasty stuff, right? And then you try to keep to a more of a neutral diet in between. So, but it's okay to go nuts. I mean, you guys can go on vacation. You guys are gonna go and travel. You're gonna see stuff, right? You're gonna do stuff. You're not always gonna have the diet, and you're not always gonna have the drink with you. So you're gonna go through that. But then you know what it's gonna take for you to get back to where you need to be. And it's gonna take a minute. This is how quickly your body can go from one end of the spectrum to the other. And I'm getting cold. It's cold. It's cold. So this is when you guys are first doing the protocol, you're going to feel cold. You're gonna get chills. Okay, you're gonna get chills. It's a good thing to chill, right? I know. I'm already cold from this. So all of the energy is going to my intestines, right? And then I'm sure to my thyroid, which regulates the temperature, is also being modified and everything too. So, but damn. Woo. Okay, it's cold. Yeah, it's hot. It's very, very hot. All right, I'm gonna finish the rest of this in front of you guys, and I'm gonna go upstairs, and I'm gonna poop. And then I'm going to go fix my website so it has the store and a few items I want highlighted so you guys can see. And then, yeah. Okay. All right. And there is a mother in here, which is a major colony forming unit in here, which is lactobacillus. Woo! Fudge is cold. Oh my God. See, when you're off the diet for a few days and you're off and you don't drink, it's almost like you're getting your body back. Jason, why are you laughing? Ugh. Jason, don't you get cold when you're drinking this stuff, Jason? Ugh. Mm. Okay. Okay. That's awesome, Lori. That's awesome. That's awesome, Jason. Yes. And Lori, I'm so happy for you. And Lori's amazing. She's been with me ever since the beginning of all this. And she's been going through her own struggles and stuff, and her own come to Jesus moments, and she's changed her life. And I'm very, very proud of Lori. And I'm very proud of my husband. I'm very proud of everybody. All right. I'm freezing. I'm going to go take a shiz. But you guys, you keep it real. Keep it real. And hopefully I didn't come off too strong. Hey, Masa. And let's see if we can start knocking these people who are selling poisons to their friends and family off their rocker, or they're going to be even more entrenched in keeping to their, I don't know. I still yet to figure that one out. I may be losing a lot of people, maybe clean off my Facebook for a while, so I don't know. Okay, all right. Good, Kathy. All right, I love you guys. I will talk to you guys later, and I will definitely keep it real, Masa, and everybody. All right, love you, love you. Bye. Ugh.